We got Bitcoin with sell walls stacked at 125K. We got Ethereum trying to break out above 4,600. We got support sitting right at 119.5 for Bitcoin and below that 117.5. But the big question is, can Bitcoin lead Ethereum to the breakout by actually smashing through the top of 124,000 odd? We're about to see some liquidity grabs up and down. So get ready. We're going to take you all through this, crew. Welcome back. It's Tom here. It's your boy bringing you the hottest in Bitcoin and crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure you come on over to where? X. And follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. We're crypto maniacs. All right, let's get right into it. Let's jump right over to the do not close below chart as we start off always as we gravitate away from the 115,700 point, or 115.7 for short. Okay, so as it stands right now, Bitcoin made what? A high of just a cat's whisker below the all-time high, hitting 123,890. All right, so now as it stands, really support should be right around 120,000, 119.8 if we're truly going to blast through this top. So far, we haven't gotten any type of reprieve. Now, I want to just get back. I'm gonna take you over to the 2-hour chart where we do primarily our chart work. And it's very interesting because why is it interesting to me? It's interesting to me because we haven't really gotten a major type of retrace. So something is up. Either this thing is super bullish, or the black hats are looking to really whack us at near the top, or maybe capping us at 125 to drive us down to a little bit deeper to freak everybody out again. So we got to be very well aware of like what the market participants are trying to do. But right now, if we come over to the 2-hour chart, all right, we got a price clusters at sell orders like right around 125,000. Okay, so I'm going to put up a line up there, put up a ray about 125. Where is it? Let's go there. That's close enough. We have sell orders up here at 125. Makes sense. Okay, that's a great place to take partials or even take some profits. You got long where we asked you to get long right around that 108, 109, actually the 111,600 breakout, which was actually just a miracle. It just actually took right off from there. That's like awesome. You know, I'm very, really happy about that. But anyway, so right now we got a heavy wall of resistance that bulls need real momentum to break through. I would have expected that we've gotten a bit of a pullback, and we haven't gotten it yet. We haven't gotten it yet. So let's just say we're not going to get it. But right now on the downside, there are buy orders stacked right at 119,500. And if I come here, I'm going to look at this meridian line right here. We come down a little bit. Let's see, what's this bottom right there? Okay, here it is. Here's the bottom point right there. We got buy orders stacked right here. 119,003, 119,005. Lower, look at this. We're gonna come right down. I'm actually gonna blow through this, give it a little skid. I'm gonna say the next set of orders sits like right here, 117.5, 117.6. Strong, very, very strong liquidity pools. So if price corrects into these areas, they could act as a cushion to reload for the next leg higher. I would actually like to see that. I would actually like to see a pullback, because pullbacks make the breakout stronger. You know, right now we're in an over leveraged like swing up. Now, in a true bull market or a true uptrending market, nothing's going to stop it. Yeah, but that happens probably about I would think 15% of the time. So 85% of the time, markets basically will retrace, but there's only like 15% of the time that they will just continue like super, like blow off and just keep going and going for, usually those are done when, again, usually it's at a point where the market reached a very, very low, that everybody was short the marketplace, and some type of black swan event happens that changes the whole character of the market in one shot, and then it just keeps rallying. Like, I mean, I don't know, use an example like, I don't know, euro dollar, down at 97, and then there comes out a black swan event where something happens with the U.S. Treasuries or something, and then that just changes the whole character of the euro dollar. And I'm talking about 0.97, and it rallies up to 100, 1.09. So it goes from 0.97 euro to the dollar to it cost you $1.09 for the dollar. Just using it as an example, just trying to get that that point into your head. But right now, as it stands right now, it's getting interesting because I expected a little bit of accumulation at 120, but I did expect a little bit of a pullback before a surge to 124, but we didn't get it. So we're not even seeing the minor retracement yet. Now, I would expect, as I said, a natural cooling after such a strong move like this. Now, if we don't get that cooling, if we don't get, a breakdown at least to 119, we can come down to like 120. Yeah, that's normal support, okay? That would be normal. That would be great. That would be okay. But I'd really like to see a pullback to 119 and then the launch off. But if we don't get it, and this marketplace just takes off through this, let me get a path going. So what I would like to see is something like this. I'd like to see from here, we come down, we maybe touch this, come back up a little bit, maybe half the distance, come down, touch this level here, and then start doing like one of these numbers, and then that. Okay. Now that might not happen. Right now, the way it looks is that this thing, it's not giving me the pullback. So this thing might be just, this. It might be this to this, then to that. And then I think I would see something like that. But really, right now as the market stands, that's basically Bitcoin's actually being, holding up a little strong right now. So I don't want to remove all my drawings. I just want to remove this guy. So let's come on over to here, get rid of this little arrow. All right. So really what I'm expecting is a bit of a pullback. If we don't get it, then the coin is really in an upward movement very, very strongly. But from a technical perspective, let's break it down technically. We got a 20-day EMA now sitting at 118,004. Okay. And that's the immediate first line in the sand. So if Bitcoin holds above it, the broader bullish trend remains intact. So that's the second part of this. So I'll move this. I'm not going to put the EMAs up on my chart, but I'll just tell you where it is. It's like 118.5. Okay. So I'll come down. Yeah, right there. There's the 20-day EMA. All right. Now, there's a 30-day EMA sitting right at 116. 116, which could be the one, that would be like the ominous one. That would be the one, if that breaks, something's up, okay? That would mean that would open the door to a larger correction if we broke the 116.4. And what's this sitting at? This is basically sitting at the EMA right now. I'm going to move it up a little bit. I'm going to go 116 right there. That's fine. That's close enough. 160. That's the 30-day moving average. Okay, sitting at 116.4. Now, if that level breaks, of course, you're coming back down. Well, not of course, but you got levels right here. This first level, I said 114, and you got to 112. But right now, as it stands, it looks like this thing is very, very strong. But those are the levels. The warning levels would be, a break of 116 would say, okay, we're going to open the door to a larger correction, maybe 113, 112, where deeper liquidity pools are waiting. All right. So the market right now is in pure anticipation mode. So, do we see a test of the 125K resistance leading to a breakout and continuation into uncharted highs? That's a possibility. Or do we, slip back, retest lower support zones, shake out the weak hands before the next surge? I would like to see that happen. I would like to see the people that aren't involved with us that don't know like the points, like now they're sitting and we get the retrace, and then of course what do? They panic and puke positions. All right, but I'm not wishing any ill harm on anybody, but markets just, they're unforgiving, and if you're not in the know, you're subjected to like emotional trading, and that's never good. All right, so either way, the setup explosive, because I mean, if gold has led the way for Bitcoin. The gold is the playbook. It's Bitcoin's future. Gold ripped two vertical legs up. Bitcoin just finished one. Leg two is loading right now. Not to say we can't get a retrace. Like I said, I'm hoping for the retrace, even potentially back to the 17 level would be great. But this is the phase, like right now, that's loading where if you can't hold, you can't be rich. Okay? If you can't hold, you won't be rich. All right? So this is where millionaires are made. It's the next leg is going to be just monstrous. We see it. It's there. It's running the same script that it ran in 2017. Same setup, same psychology. Red built the floor. Blue filled the short-term bags. Green triggered the parabolic. 2025 is absolutely no different. Strong hands already know. Weak hands are going to cry later. You miss this, you're going to fade your wealth, okay? It's all based on one simple pattern, too. I'm going to take you back to it. It's all based on one simple pattern, and it's this pattern right there. Double bottom, ascending bottom. Look, low, higher low, breakout. It's all based on this pattern. Okay, so I mean, this simple pattern has kicked it off. Bitcoin just broke the neckline. The double bottom has been confirmed. This is the same setup that triggered vertical runs in every cycle. It's a beautiful little. Study this pattern. Go back on your daily charts and look for these. Look for them. Okay. Actually, you could also look for like what's known as a Larry Williams oops, but I'll cover that some other time. But that would require the market actually to drop back down below one and then punch up through one real quick. Also known as a Wyckoff spring. But this is a classic pattern. Go back on your charts, find them, see what happens when the marketplace actually rips up through the congestion top. That's when you're going to see all fireworks. Don't believe me? Go back and prove it for yourself. So double bottom is confirmed. It's the same setup that triggered the vertical runs. Strong hands are ready for this. Weak hands are going to chase it once it breaks 125. It's all leading to one thing. The final chapter of Bitcoin is starting to write itself. Okay? Q4 2025 to Q1 2026 is going to be vertical mania. It's going to be vertical mania. So again, eventually a parabolic blow off will be unavoidable, but remember, profits, secure freedom. Screenshots secure nothing, and we will guide you through. That's why you got to get into our pro group. Okay, we'll lead you through all this. Most people become so euphoric when we're up at like 200 grand. But yeah, we're going to 1 million right away. No, it's going to pull back a little bit. I don't know. I think Frank's being a little irrationally exuberant back down to 94. But look, this is really what the chart says. So I can't disagree with what the actual technicals are saying. I'm just saying like, wow, that would really stink if we went up at 250 and come back down to 100. Man, that would be brutal. But actually, it'd be a great place to restack. It would be a great place, but we're not there yet, right? We're not there yet. All right, let's move on over to good old Ethereum. What's going on in Ethereum, man? Well, Ethereum's having a bit of a hard time here, and there's a couple of reasons for it, right? I mean, Bitcoin itself is stealing the show right now, so Ethereum's taking like second, it's in the back seat, right? A little bit. Ethereum itself also, on-chain data had Ethereum circulating supply that went up over the past month. And usually when that happens, it means that there's just a sign of a little bit of a lag in purchasing Ethereum. Now, I see the breakout in Ethereum basically happening once you get above 4,600. Now, with what's going on with Bitcoin, I was very, very confident at that, but now I'm about like at a 75% confidence rate. I still think that Ethereum could chop around a little bit. I thought that a break of 4,600 would send us up to, this resistance point up here around 5,000 again, with the breakout heading towards 6. I think it could take a little bit of time. It might have to just retrace a little bit, maybe even come back down to like the 4,200 level. This is what I'm thinking right now. Okay, this is what I'm thinking right now. But right now, Ethereum itself, it's the same. It's the same outcome. We had the trap. We have the breakout. I'm thinking that 4,600 should be good. I got a 75% confidence level on it, so it needs to close above 4,600. Let's just put it that way. Let's look at Ethereum itself, where it's actually it's repeating 2020 really. And 2020 was a little difficult too. There's a lot of stopping and starting as well. So we had 2020, we had the accumulation, we had a breakout, and we got the vertical mania. So 2025, same thing, same channels. The same outcome's going to happen. Only this time Ethereum is heading for 6 figures. It's going up to it's going to 10,000, right? Eventually, all right. But I still think that it's got a little bit of wood to chop. I'm hoping I'm completely wrong. I'm just, and where did it come from? I mean, just literally quickly looked at it and said, you know what? With Bitcoin dominance the way it is, I'm thinking Ethereum is still going to be in the back seat a little bit. But, of course, it's going to go higher. All right. So don't fade this. It's definitely on its way up. 10,000 is loading, and if you really look at Ethereum itself, it's really loading the next wave higher. If we look at Ethereum, it's loading its bull flag right there. Okay, so there's a bull flag breakout. The target is like 6,800 first target. It's not a hopium. It's market structure, but like I said, I think it's going to be a little bit delayed. I don't think it's going to be. It could. I mean, if Bitcoin just blows right through 125, yeah, Ethereum is going to roar as well. Okay, so right now it's at 4,600, but right now if you look at the bull flag pattern, it is actually screaming up. It's pure market structure. Strong hands are already in this. Okay, now I just want to take you over to Ethereum, where I'm saying it's walking the Johnny Cash line. If you remember the Johnny Cash song. The Johnny Cash "I Walk the Line" song is like playing out right now, but Ethereum is actually walking a ladder to 5 digits. All right, so right now, 2018, everybody said 1,400, no way. 2021, 4,000 or 4,800, 2025's 4,000 was the breakout. Every step's building a ladder. Okay, targets 6,500, 8,000, 10,000. Ignore the fear. Just trade the charts. Okay, trade the charts. Now, you got to get into our pro group. Okay, like we said, it's free. Okay, and I'm going to show you something. All right, I just want to point this out to you. I'm going to take you to Ethereum, where we said 16% drawdown, or the 16% retrace, not 16% drawdown. All right, look at this. These are all the trades that we placed recently in the pro group. Look, Ethereum up 177.65. Atom, we took a trade on Atom. Remember I told you about that. I alluded to that in a video. I said they got an Atom trade on. Look, they made 112.41. Bitcoin, they got 111,092 on. Okay, so I mean, get into the free group. Doesn't cost you anything. So how do you do it? How do you do it? Like we said before, if you look at this chart, we said 16% dip straight into a buy zone. Now we alerted to the crew to that, and they took that. They loaded longs and they printed some money. So the community never panicked, even in Bitcoin. All right, and this is how you win cycles. You're with a group of people that have one common goal together. That's to make some money together and also protect the capital. Okay, that's very, very important. So then the next setup is loading. You can join free. So how do you join free? Where do you go? I'm going to show you that right now. You click this link right there, you'll be taken over to the Telegram trading community. And there's a few of them that we got running, all right? So this is where we drop the insane alpha and the trading opportunities, daily breakout setups, long-term gens. That it's all covered in here, and it's completely free. All right. So if you've been watching, like I just showed you the last trades that we took right here, those are some massive wins for you guys. All right. So now to make things even smoother for you, if you're just a lone wolf, you don't like trading with people, that's fine. You could click this link right there. You'll be taken over to WeX, where you could register with this link. You can get yourself some bonuses, 1,000 Ethereum position. Also, they're running, I believe, right now, trading fees that are zero for life, which is really cool. If you want to check out BTCC and one of our other trusted brokers, they're giving away a $500 US dollar giveaway right there. It's an established exchange. It's now running like that $500 giveaway for new users. It's easy to use. It's packed with features. It's fully trusted by our team. But really, click this link. Get on over to the free trading community. All right. You look what you missed out on, man. Look what you missed out on. Come on. I mean, look at that. Like right here. Look at those scores. Come on. It's free, right? It's free. All right. So anyway, let's move on over to Bitcoin dominance. Let's check out Bitcoin dominance. The reason why I'm thinking that the Ethereum 4600 breakout might be a little bit postponed. Right now, Bitcoin dominance 59.14. It is up. It is up. There's another way of looking at Bitcoin dominance. We could check this out right there. All right. Where we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, so you can actually see it, that the Bitcoin season itself and the Bitcoin dominance, it never fails, okay? From Bitcoin season to altcoin season, Bitcoin season to altcoin season. You see it right here. So right now we are starting the altcoin season. We need to get Bitcoin dominance below, I think, like 57.5. We were creeping towards it. You know, when Bitcoin was in an offered state, dropping down towards that 107.1, this was actually creeping down. It wasn't the perfect scenario for it, because really what we need is Bitcoin going up and the other alts actually taking away from Bitcoin and actually moving up as well. We haven't seen that yet, but we can see if we look at total 3, all right, if we come on over, we see total 3. This is actually giving us, some, a clue to when it's going to happen, right? So the trend line, bounced. It's locked. It's moving up. Or the roadmap is written for 5 trillion market cap. So it's slowly happening. Don't ignore all the things that are right in front of your face. Just be patient with it. Again, get into our pro group. We're working on it. We got some real altcoins that we're really interested in. Now, if we look at actually this chart right here, look at 2017. 2017 was just a baby, compared to like 2021. 2021 is going to be an infant. This is going to be a nasty, rowdy little teenager. This thing's going to be unbelievable. So 2017, we had a little bit of parabolic madness. 2021, we had generational gains. 2025, the script is loading. Don't fade it. We're going to have 100x returns on it. Again, get into our pro group. We'll guide you through it. We got some good coins. We got some good coins that we're looking at. So here's the key. Bitcoin needs to clear the resistance. Then altcoins could follow with renewed momentum. If Bitcoin dips to lower supports, alts will likely face a sharper retracement right now. All right. We need Bitcoin breaking up through the top, and we need alts to start driving forward. Now, if you look, some of them to look at, AXL, XRP is down a little bit again. It can't get through that 307 gateway. That's the gatekeeper right now, but things are, it's just consolidating before they actually catch a tailwind and start moving higher. All right, so before we wrap up, crew, we got to make sure that you're well aware, right, as I said, of the trading community. One more time, you click that link, you'll be taken over to our group. It's completely free. All right, so right now we got Bitcoin at a crossroads. All right, so 125 is the key resistance right now, okay? Also, we got the 118.5 support level, all right? Also, there's actually really a support at 120, okay? So the next few sessions will decide whether we break higher or we start to grind a little bit lower and correct. So what do you think? All right, I got to ask you, are we about to rip straight through 125? Or will Bitcoin test support first? Drop your comments and thoughts. Also, want to address somebody. Yes, I saw what you were saying about the pitchfork. I understood completely about it, okay? When I originally had the point here and I fell out of the pitchfork, I could have made a shift pitchfork. I could have done that. Now, with pitchforks, just really briefly, for people that don't know them, you could actually measure this to this and extend the line out if it breaks that level and then, create another line. But the simplest way to do it is just to come over to the new levels of support. And I've actually just made myself a shift pitchfork that way. All right. So that's enough with the pitchforks right now. But anyway, leave some comments for us. Make sure that you come on over to X. You follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day, because we're cryptomaniacs. Also, what do you got to do? Well, you got to think about, you got to join the free group, man. If you don't join the free group, you got to do your own research. You got to trade with your head, not over it. You got to make sure, as a short-term trader, you enjoy the party, but dance near the door. I'll see you tomorrow on Sunday. Get an espresso ready for me. Cheers.